I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm actually a little bit worried that Messi might in fact miss that first game against Mallorca, and that's a very, very big F. Very big F, 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 F. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today we got new 4 pieces of news to discuss with you guys today, revolving around Messi's injury. We got an update on that. We talk about Lautaro Martinez, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and we finish up with Eric Garcia. So if you're excited for that and want so much more, be sure to drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, turn the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. But now, let's get started with news number 1. So guys, on yesterday's video we commented on how exactly the injury to Messi or him missing training was in fact that scary, because we were thinking that he was actually taken just, going to the gym and working there because he didn't want to overload himself. We know that a new high intensity training for Quique Setién is actually paying off in a sense. In an interview with Luis Suarez that the club did, he mentioned how he feels they're adapting much more quicker and actually their fitness is getting into point, and that is something we must praise the kind of coaching staff and Quique Setién for doing to the players, but also in return that can affect the way that the players return into the game. And with this, I mean the way that they don't play, but the way that their bodies do. And this could result in many different injuries. But soon enough, guys, 3 hours after we uploaded that video yesterday, it came out news from TV3 in Spain saying that Messi actually missed a training session because of sharp pains in his adductor. And that is very, very worrying, to be honest, because that's a very delicate place for players to get injury in, especially with pain. But the thing that in a sense actually kind of keeps me calm is that Messi is of course entering that age of 33. And this is going to be something which is much going to be coming with a most regular occurrence. And that is something that actually happens to a lot of players when they are kind of later on in their career, especially if they have been kicked as much as Messi has done throughout his entirety of kind of 20 in his entire kind of 20-year career almost. I would believe this to say it's not a result directly from Quique Setién's high intensity training, and just because of this first injury, I do not think he should be changing the methods that he does for kind of coaching his team. I would say that actually Barcelona should bite the bullet in this one and see how Messi develops. We know that today the team actually has a free day off, and if we do not expect to see Messi coming tomorrow on Friday, or well, Friday the day that this video is going to be uploaded, if we don't see Messi that today on the training sessions, I would say for us to get a little bit more skeptical about his return and whether we're going to see him against Mallorca on June 13th. With Barcelona not having Messi for that first game is of course going to be a very big impact, because the teams are not going to be of course as kind of nearly as intimidated as before. That is something that happens always, and Messi being on the field is such a psychological pressure on the opposition side. That is something that is undisputable. Messi being the best player in the world can simply put that sort of kind of intimidation, that sort of pressure on the other team. And with not having our key man there, it's going to be very difficult for that, because the other teams are going to turn up. More importantly, our team will also kind of suffer, because we know that that is exactly an area of the field where Barcelona haven't been playing as good. And this completely changes the way that we could have lined up. I suggested in a video that I did before how I wanted Messi and Suarez to link up together, but we could potentially see Suarez with Griezmann and someone like Martin Braithwaite. And now someone like Braithwaite may actually get a pretty bigger chance. Before, I wanted to play Martin Braithwaite from a kind of sense of just he deserves it. But in all honesty, if Quique Setién has Griezmann there on the team as well, he might put him just because of the bigger name. But right now, it actually gives us way more possibility if Messi is not going to play that first game. And any player who takes that position, that role, is going to be having a very big test, a very big audition for the rest of the season. So hopefully everything is not as bad as it seems. And this is just something that it will kind of get better for that first game against Mallorca. Let's remember that's still a week and some few days off. So yeah, I think that in a week we may see improvements, but I'm not going to be 100% sure and tell you that that is what's going to happen. Barcelona has been very silent about this, and Barcelona has been hiding us stuff for ages. So I don't know what to believe right now, and I cannot tell you exactly what you should do as well. So moving on to the second piece of news, we're going to be talking about that Lautaro Martinez update. However, Inter also knows that Lautaro has already agreed a 12 million a year plus bonuses deal with Barcelona, and that means that Lautaro Martinez now holds more cards into the negotiation that Inter actually wants. Lautaro now has the possibility of even forcing a move if he really wants to. But to be honest, because he's still in contract, it's something that may be very difficult to happen. However, Inter are already looking at other possibilities, and they know that they cannot kind of continue this transfer window. They cannot continue this race, this saga for much longer. Inter already needs to know whether they're going to put all their chips into Lautaro Martinez or are they going to move to other targets. And for that to happen, then some negotiation, some transfer, actually some signing has to happen between Barcelona and Inter. As reported by Sky Italia, we know that Inter rejected the last offer from Barca, which was 60 million euros plus Vidal and Semedo, which in my opinion, it was more than okay. But this also has led to Inter to seek, I would say, a kind of interesting strategy. So the news today also coming from Sky Italia is saying that Real Madrid has jumped into the race to sign the Argentinian striker. And I just don't know where this come from. Initially, I just gotta say that as soon as I woke up and read this news, I was completely kind of, okay, I understand where this is coming from. This news is coming from Italy. It's not coming from Spain. It's not coming from us. It's not coming literally from the most kind of marketable Real Madrid newspaper in Spain. It's not coming from them. It's coming from Italy. So what that tells me is that Inter are actually trying to put this news out there to make Barcelona act quicker, act rasher. And when you act like that, you tend to make more offers that are out of the margin of possibilities. But Barca, thankfully enough, don't have the budget to do that. So I don't think that we're going to be doing any crazy decisions to try and buy this player more than we already are doing. On the other hand, if you ask me whether this is true, I could actually see some side of it as well. Because you take a look at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid are looking for a player like that. They're looking for the number 9. It's a player, it's a situation, it's a position that Zinedine has been asking for a very long time. They wanted to pursue Kylian Mbappé, but I don't know if that's going to happen. You know how astronomical the fee for that guy is. You take a look at Erling Haaland, and that's going to be also a very hefty price tag because of also he's only been 6 months at Borussia Dortmund. The same reason why Barca cannot go for Haaland, exactly the same reason for Real Madrid not to go for the Norwegian striker. But then Lautaro Martinez is a different situation because he's a player open on the market basically for everyone. Barcelona has been doing most negotiations with them, but to be honest, other clubs like Manchester City, for instance, a Manchester United, a Real Madrid, all of them could be interested on the player, and we really don't know much. They can simply go and pay that release clause and then Barcelona would be screwed. But yeah, like I said initially at the start of this section, I don't believe this to be exactly 100% true. So yeah, let's just wait and see how it develops. I think honestly that Lautaro at the end of the day would end up coming to Barcelona. That's my opinion. I think he will, but I don't know what it costs. And that is what worries me. So moving on to the next piece of news, it's kind of like an elaboration of this one. It's kind of like an evolution. It talks about how Barcelona is looking for option B if Lautaro doesn't come at the end of the day. And that option may be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The news coming from England and also from Sport Today at Spain is saying that the player could go for 18 million pounds. And 18 million pounds is around 25 million euros, kind of around 25 million euros, give or take. You know how exchange rates work. But the thing is that we do not know how advanced the negotiation actually is. We know it could be a market opportunity, but also Arteta is looking as to trying to extend the Gabonese striker. It seems that talks between them two has already started, between the club and the player. So they're looking to kind of get him really an extension for a deal at Arsenal. For Arsenal, really, their whole transfer market relies on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and also to some certain extent, like I said. If they really want to do more improvements in their team, those are the two main gold mines that they can get. Let's remember Aubameyang is a player that can tend to drift wide a lot. It's kind of like a central striker, but doesn't have any problem when he really wants to stick to the wings. He has done that for the very most longest of times at Dortmund, at Saint Etienne, and AC Milan even, and then we also can do the same at Arsenal. He's been very good to kind of understand how to pair up with another main striker, a very central striker in Lacazette. And that is something that could be of use as Barcelona because he already has the skill set and knows how to play around a focal number 9 like Luis Suarez could be for us. So that could be an option. But the thing that actually worries me and why I do not want to go for this is that even though it may be a market opportunity and it may give us very big profits down the line, for 25 million euros, you do exactly the same problem I just talked to Arsenal. You're giving a huge contract to a player that could easily just go and dip in form very, very easily. And we do not know whether he's going to be reaching the levels as he did before. Goal scoring is something that Aubameyang does. But apart from that, I don't know what else he can give you. He can just have the pace, but he's not directly a winger like Dembele or Ansu Fati that he can go past those one-on-ones. He can beat them on pace and beat the fullbacks like that, yes. But I think that trickery that we need, that dribbling perhaps, it's not going to be coming through him. And the other thing is that if you're looking for option Bs, there's no better option than Timo Werner on the market, because Timo Werner is a very similar player to Aubameyang, and he's costing, yes, a little bit more in 60 million euros, but let's be honest, guys, Timo Werner is much better than Aubameyang on the long run. Are you going to tell me that Aubameyang is going to be like the best signing, the better signing than Werner? I don't think so. Barcelona's option B should be Werner, paying a little bit more but potentially getting a better player down the line instead of sticking to another old player. It's literally the same thing as buying Pjanic for the midfield. And last but not least, guys, we got an update on Eric Garcia. And more than an update, this is something just like a commentary. I gotta be saying that I've been reading more into Eric Garcia, and I could see this possibility of bringing him in 2021 very, very likely. And I could say it could be a very similar situation to something like Gerard Piqué. Because Gerard Piqué came back to Barcelona a little bit older, yes, but from Manchester United as well, so you have that Manchester link. But the thing is that I could see Eric Garcia kind of coming to Barcelona, and it will be very interesting to see how he would develop. Of course, we need to open up space for him in the kind of center back position, but if Piqué really wants to retire and focus on his businesses and all of that, perhaps next year would be the best way to actually get this player. Let's say Barcelona actually let Manchester City keep Eric Garcia, but between, I don't know, selling Semedo and getting João Cancelo plus money and then saying that, okay, Eric Garcia will come to Barcelona, but next year, could be something very good. Eric Garcia in return could get the development from Pep Guardiola and stay at Manchester City at a club which is actually much better run than Barcelona, let's be honest. And then he could come then to Barca when we have the re-elections. And we could see potentially Xavi or whoever comes in actually give this player much more of a chance. So overall, I guess it could be a good opportunity for Barcelona to really get a good center back for almost nothing really. If they can get a good deal for Semedo and see how Eric Garcia can fill into that deal, I think it would be a good positive for us. But yeah, that's going to be everything for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Be sure to let me know in the comment box down below what do you think about all of what we've been discussing today. Let me know your opinions on Messi. Are you worried for the number 10? Because yes, I am. So yeah, drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, and follow us on all other social media. If you have enjoyed, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.